Suck Sullivan, don't mess with his load, or you will get undone. Spinning round and round, bleeding on the ground. Scotty Rocker, laundry killer, no remorse in this beamer. Fabric assassin, hood cleaner, coming for your Rasta queen. Rape on the washing machine, no use to fight back. MMA, knock your nigga head like a KKK. Hush your nigga mouth if you can't walk the talk. Smokes. Me running really, really fast. Ginger eye round the back of me black ass. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Closing inch by inch, got me in a pinch. Modern day Scotty Rocker laundry lynch. Laundry killer, no remorse in this beamer. Fabric assassin, hood cleaner, coming for your Rasta queen. Rape on the wash.
What is going on, everybody? How we doing today? As usual, hope we're doing well. It is a Thursday. We're doing a Thursday stream real quick. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, hope everyone's doing well, you know. It's one of those days, like Tuesdays and Thursdays are tough for me, right? Because when I get home from the gym, I have less time than I normally would. That's why I was always streaming on Mondays or Wednesdays and Fridays, is because I get home from the gym a little bit earlier on those days. So because of that, I don't have to hurry up and do a bunch of stuff. So that's why Tuesdays and Thursday streams, I'm just like kind of fucked up. So I apologize for that. But what is going on? Teddy Hitchcock, as well as Doge and Choj. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. Both watching on kick.com is what you're watching on. Big ups, man. We be smoking that meat pop wagwan. Hell yeah, bro. What kind of hat made that hat head? Jiu-jitsu is what made this hat head. Man, I've needed a haircut so bad. Like my hair, for one thing, it doesn't grow down, it just grows out. I kind of have like a ginger fro, but then in addition to that, the way the hair on the sides grows, it makes the top of my head look so much worse. I just haven't had the time or the energy to get a haircut. Actually, that's a lie. I've had the time. I just don't do it. If I'm being honest with you, I just haven't done it, you know? So it is what it is. But yeah, been a minute since I checked in. You look good though. I appreciate it, you know. I have lost a little bit of weight since the beginning of the year, and I'm still trying to continue to do that. I feel like I've hit second puberty though. Like twink death has really solidified itself. And because of that, like, I mean, I can lose the weight and I can put on muscle mass and I can do other good stuff like that. But I don't think I'll ever. I mean, look, I'm not as young as I used to be. You know, I'm only 31, but that's older than 24. You know, I found a picture of when me and my wife first got together. We took a picture together, and just like the comparison. Like I used to be a boyishly good looking young man. I used to be a boyishly good looking young man. I'm gonna go ahead. I'll see if I can find it. I probably won't be able to, but you know, if I can show you guys what I used to look like before I put on all the weight and everything like that, you'd be like, oh damn, no wonder he's so confident. No, oh man. Nah, I mean, I looked good considering that, you know, I'm a ginger and everything like that. No, but I did look pretty good. I did look pretty good. Fuck him. It's stupid to even try and look for this. I don't know why the hell I'm even gonna bother with that, but you know, hmm. Yeah, nothing. Nothing. I don't want to sit here looking for a picture of myself like that, like some kind of fucking idiot. But I probably will. You know, I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Oh, yep, here it is. Um, like that's what I looked like when my wife and I first met, and like I saw that the other day, and I was like, oh fuck, damn, I gotta looks max again, bro. I gotta get that looks maxing in. It ain't fun getting old. It ain't fun getting old. But hey, what you gonna do? We're all gonna get old, you know. I like if there's one thing that I find to be a little bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie, it's the Brazilian and a lot of other like third world views on like surgeries and stuff like that. Like so many Brazilians that I know, and I know quite a few of them, they're kind of big on trying to get surgeries to like, butt lifts, right? Getting work done on their tits, getting work done on their face, all that other stuff. And it's just like, man, like you gotta face aging with a certain amount of dignity and grace, and you can find ways to make yourself look good even though you're getting older and stuff like that. So it's like, man, people and especially women with it though, because women, they're always looking for external validation, and they're like, if you talk to them about it, of course they'll tell that lie, like, oh, I mean, we're just no, like I'm doing it for myself. It's like, oh yeah, why are you that focused on looking good for just yourself? I don't want to look good for myself, truthfully. Like I don't care if I look good or bad. I'm me no matter what. I know some dudes are like, it does matter to them that they look good, but I just don't see a reason to be like that focused on looking good. Um, the only person I would want to look good for would be my wife, truthfully, and that's like I've thought about getting new clothes and stuff like that. I've looked into getting some new clothes so that I can so that I can stop dressing like a gym rat, and just look a little bit better, because my wife is a very good dresser. She dresses very tactfully. She has a nice sense of style. She's not constantly showing everything off, and I appreciate that about her. She was a lawyer in Brazil, and lawyers know how to dress because they have to know how to dress, because if they show up to the courtroom dressed like a hoe, they're gonna get in some deep shit, or a bum for that matter. I do gotta overhaul the fit. I gotta overhaul the fit. I'm thinking about hitting up Jet and being like, yo, can I get some ideas? Yo, dude, you trying to sell some Balenci? Fucking anyway. Fuck. What was I gonna say? But yeah, the only surgery that I want is for the hair, truthfully, and it's because I just don't want to go bald. I'm in a weird spot right now where I'm definitely going bald. There's absolutely no way around that. Like it's just the fact, right? But I'm not bald enough to shave my head yet. So I'm sitting here looking at myself in the mirror like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? I don't believe in that minoxidil or that finasteride shit. I think like the idea that I'm gonna have to do that every day for the rest of my life if I don't want to have to lose my hair, it's like what's even the point? Like who cares about that? Fuck that. But I just it's either I'm gonna shave it all off or I'm gonna have a full head of hair. It can't be that in between stage where like Vance during season one. Vance was at that point, it was like, all right, bro, you should probably shave it. And he did, and now he just rocks the bald. And I don't think Vance looks bad bald. Me, I don't know how I'm gonna look bald, and that's what's scary. That's what scares me. I don't know if I'm gonna have a good bald head. So I'm sitting here thinking about it, and it's like, well, I'm gonna be going to Brazil for like probably a month. I should probably just consider, getting the fucking surgery. But anyway, uh, funny story. My ex-wife was a lesbian, and that's why I have tits. Oh man, uh, God doesn't hate me because I have man tits. He gave me man tits because he hates me. Ah, yes, that's got to be it. That's got to be it. That's my problem too. That's my problem too. If you were facing McGregor, would you bring up his allegations at the press conference? Yes. Of course I would. Of course I would. That's Conor McGregor. You think I'm not gonna be like, oh, and what was that with that girl in the hotel room? Something about raping? Yeah, yeah, huh, interesting. Interesting. What was that all about, Connie? course I would. You got to. You got to, you know? Women saying they do it for themselves just reinforces the beauty standards they complain about. Oh yeah, of course, you know. But like the thing is, this is one of the reasons why I stopped talking politics for a long time, even though I kind of backslid into it when I started trying to experiment with Twitter. Um, you got to stop, and I don't mean you specifically, Nuclear Snake. I'm not saying you specifically with this, but you got to stop thinking that your enemy has any set moral standard, or they want to be fair and honest, or there is any kind of consistency. They only believe in what is going to get them more power in the moment. So there's absolutely positively no reason, excuse me, to ever like see what women do and be like, oh well, you know, that's actually goes against what you said about this thing. It's like, of course it does, you know. Women are only interested in what is going to get them what they want in the moment. They have no moral backbone. They are jellyfish. Women are jellyfish. It's just the way it is. And I'm not saying it's every single one of them out there. I know plenty of good women, plenty of cool women, right? But even like the good women and the cool women, they have to fight against that, right? And that's what makes them good or cool, or at least better, is that like they kind of understand like, oh yeah, I can be a raging bitch sometimes, and I can make no sense and be completely and totally unfair. I got to be careful about that. I got to be fair about it. I got to be honest about it, you know. um Man, I think you'll look good. I think you'll have good bald head. Yeah. Will I give good bald head? Will I give good bald head? Will I? Will I? Man, what's going on, Hi Ecuador? LOL, I would love to see the Scott Sullivan versus Connor press conference, just talking shit about each other, and I think Scott in his present state would lose the fight. Says who? Says who? You don't know me. You don't know me. Um, that's 10 out of 10 advice. What the advice about women and leftists? Yeah, you know, I mean, it's excuse me, it's something that everybody knows intrinsically. You know, I don't even have to say it out loud, but there's a lot of people who like they get caught up in like trying to paint their enemy. And what I mean by that is like they get caught up in the, oh, you see what they're doing, you see what they're doing, they're the bad guys and we're the good guys, and they're the bad guys because of that. They get caught up in that. Everybody has already picked a side. We're just waiting for something to happen. And I don't even necessarily mean a civil war or anything like that, but I mean, maybe, who knows. We're waiting for something to happen though that completely changes everything, whether it's like the course of the country or if it's just the course of the public consciousness, where we don't give a fuck about politics anymore and stuff like that. You're not going to get somebody to decide that like, oh, actually, like you're not excuse me, you're not going to get anyone to change their stance based off of calling out the hypocrisy of the other group of people. So it's almost like, what's even the point in calling it out? You know, just be aware of it, be ready to strike it down when it comes at you, and be ready to like, I mean this proverbially, but to take your enemy out when you have the chance. Proverbially, this is not a call to action, you know, any kind of violence or criminality or anything like that. But, you know, you need to defeat them in whatever legal, just, you know, just an honest way that you can, right? Um, you know, it's something that I get mad at the MAGA crowd for, right? Obviously, I'm America first, right? And I want to make America great again and all that other shit, right? That's largely how I feel. I mean, why wouldn't I? Like, I've never lived anywhere else, right? I've never identified as anything else. But like that's something I get mad at the MAGA crowd for, is because you have a lot of these people who they only got into politics like a year or two ago, or maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, somewhere around there. Basically, after the heyday of American street politics on both sides of the aisle, and they are stuck in a permanent 2016 phase. Except it's really sad because, like I said, they didn't get involved until like 2021, 2022 anyway, right? I saw this one dude, actually Alex Stein, retweeted this guy's thing, and that's how I figured out about it. There was this dude. He's walking around a left wing protest in a MAGA hat, and he's got his camera like this, you know. Oh, haha! Hey, I'm here. Haha! Who? How many Democrats am I gonna trigger? How many snowflakes are gonna get triggered today? And then he like at one point he puts his phone down because they're doing that. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Uh, Fucking whoever has got to go, right? They were doing that chant, and the dude like he puts his phone down and he starts dancing to it, and then he picks it back up and he's like, "Hey, hey, ho, ho, Donald Trump is your president." Like I remember this so viscerally because this dude is walking around asking for it, and he got punched in the face and he got his hat taken. And as soon as that happened, he was like, "Whoa, dude, they took my hat. Hey, give me my hat back. Give me my hat back. I got you on video. I got you on video. Give me my hat back." Like he starts into that shit right away. And it's like, dude, we know they're pieces of shit. I figured out they're pieces of shit because they tried to hit me with soup cans. they they were throwing soup cans at us. They were trying to dox us and ruin our lives. They threw fucking fireworks with nails pushed into them, hoping that the nails would stick into us upon the explosion. I know they're bad people. Most people know they're bad people. Most people know they're absolute pieces of shit. You're not you're not evangelizing anybody. That's not how that shit works, you know? You're just getting beat up, which makes you look bad. And because you and I are the exact same to those people, that makes me look bad too. And then it also just makes you look like a fucking lame-o to anybody who's like aware that the left is shitty, but they aren't 100% sure whether or not they want to take up arms, proverbially, against the left wing. They're going to look at you and they're going to be like, I don't want to shack up with those fucking dweebs. That shit's weird, bro. Get them away from me. Get that away from me. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Scott Sullivan has got to go. Yeah. Uh, it's unfortunate being on the side of Christ sometimes. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's unfortunate. I know that's not what you actually meant. Teddy Hitchcock. I know that's not how you actually meant it or anything like that. But like, I understand what you mean. You know, it's tough being on the side of Christ sometimes because you know that you have to be a certain way. You know, there is a lot more wiggle room than you may realize, though. Right? There is a lot more wiggle room, and there's a lot more room to fight fire with fire than you may realize. You know, I don't think Christ said anything about like letting them beat the fuck out of you, right? That classic, well, Jesus said turn the other cheek. I'm not a Christian. Actually, I fucking hate Christianity, and I would have you guys all killed if it was up to me. But like, you guys got to turn the other cheek and not do anything when I try to hit you with my IEDs, with my chemical weapons, with my improvised projectile weapons, with my bike locks, with my brass knuckles and all that other shit. You guys have to just like sit there and take it, or else you're not being Christ-like. It's like, all right, well, I don't think you're the judge of that, first off. But second off, even if that was the case, all right, I'm not Christ-like. I'm not Christ. What, you think I think I'm as good as Jesus? You think I'm as good as Jesus? Get the fuck out of here. Get away from me, you know? Um Mick Fisterson says post scarcity so close. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we have probably reached post scarcity in some way, shape, or form. It's just that nobody wants to work for free, and that's the folly of communism. Is we have enough food, we have enough resources to feed the world, but nobody's going to work for free, and we are always going to be given to some kind of greedy, hoarding nature. And because of that, even though we have enough food to feed the world, we're not going to be able to distribute that. We're not going to be able to make sure that everybody gets what they need when they need it. And truthfully, I don't even think that's what we would want. I don't think post scarcity is a good thing. What's going to happen in Africa? They already have an overpopulation problem in Africa, where there's people with HIV just giving birth to more HIV babies because we feed them for free. You know, um, Look, people talk about, oh, well, Jesus was a communist. Jesus was not a communist. Christ was not a communist. God was not a communist. When we tried to achieve the closest thing to communism in the Bible, which was the Tower of Babel, we were purposefully and very well, purposefully and deliberately, same thing. We were very deliberately separated from each other. That's how the languages came about. That's why everybody speaks a different language and they have different places and cultures and other stuff like that, is because we all came together and our first thought was, hey, let's build a tower to God. Let's build a tower to the heavens. And the thing is, they wouldn't have actually gotten to heaven, but just the act of trying to do that, even if they knew we're not going to get to heaven, but let's build a tower that shows God, haha, we don't need you. Uh, we were smacked back down to earth. Like people sit there and they try to act like communism is just like, well, communism just means free healthcare. Communism is just free healthcare. No, communism is it's an imperialistic world domination cult is what it is. It's a cult, much in the way that Islam is a cult, where it was designed by people who thought that they could rule the world through some kind of weird good nature bullshit, like, oh, let's all just be nice to each other. I could rule the world, as long as everybody was nice, I could rule the world. That's what communism was created by. That's who communism was created by, was with people who had delusions of grandeur, who had narcissistic and just generally egoistic problems. The idea of liberty comes from Christ, not communism. Exactly. Communism, everybody becomes a number, because and that's the thing, is communism in theory sounds like a good idea, but communism in practice requires logistics on a scale that dehumanizes people. You cannot be a name in a system of 300 million people, let alone, what's it, 8.5 billion people or something like that is what they estimate right now. You cannot be a name, you cannot be a person in a system of 8.5 billion people. You can only be a number, and that's all you're going to be. And it doesn't matter what your aspirations, your thoughts, your needs are. Your needs are going to be dictated by the logistical machine, is what's going to happen. Your job is going to be dictated by that logistical machine. It's going to be, how many coal miners do we need? We need another 4 million. Well, all right, we're going to have to go to the lower rungs of society, the people who didn't test into a gifted school, people who, when they took the tests, they didn't come out gifted. Just, the average Joe. We're going to have to go in there, and even though some of these people are going to want to be painters and some of these people are going to want to be woodworkers or plumbers or anything like that, sorry, pal, you're going to have to go into the coal mine. Just is how it is. And that's why communism, even though it's international, it always equals out to some kind of nationalism, because the nationalism is replaced with a love of communism, right? And since the communism is within the confines of a certain nation, i.e. Cambodia or the USSR, or China or anything like that, you're going to have a nationalism for Chinese communism. You're going to have that love of Maoism. You're going to have that love of Stalinism, excuse me, et cetera, et cetera. Everything communism claims it's not, it usually ends up being worse than any capitalist or, free market country. You should be careful calling things capitalist, by the way, because that's their word for us. That's like if I was calling myself a Mayo monkey unironically, or like spelling white, YT, and stuff like that. Which, by the way, whenever I see YT for white, I always think YouTube. That's like, I can't help but only ever think of YouTube. But yeah, you gotta be careful with that type of shit. What's going on, Immersion Ruined? Hope you're doing well tonight. Hello, Scott. I followed you after you went on James Drake. I appreciate that. I also appreciate James Drake for having me on. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to call into his stream to mess with him because I thought that he was doing a call-in stream. Luca from Blood Games and then season 3 of Fish Tank, he popped in and he was like, call into James Drake's stream. These women are boring. So I was gonna call in and kind of troll him a little bit, but no, James Drake turned out to be a good guy. You know, he had me on his stream like in an official manner. Greg was there too. You know, it was cool to catch up with Greg a little bit. Greg's looking good. You know, Greg is at the gym. He's hitting the gym, and he's, like I said, looking good. But yeah, you know, that was a fun time. I'd definitely do it again. You know. Um, oh, would you react to Sneeko versus Alex Jones? Yeah, Mr. Prosy, if you can send me Sneeko versus Alex Jones or like whatever you want me to react to, I can definitely react to that because I would love to see Alex Jones talking to or more so about Sneeko, you know? Sorry. I just remembered I have a fucking I have some tape from the post office and I always lose these things. And I'm like, okay, let's make sure I don't fucking lose this thing again. But Greg looks great. Yeah, he really does. He really does. Good for him, man. You know, I'm losing more and more weight as time goes on too. My body's starting to shape up. I just got to keep on working. You know, that's really what I got to do. I'm gonna try to find ways I can fit rolling in. Like this weekend, I'm probably gonna get an open mat in, which is gonna be huge for me. And yeah, you know, hopefully I'll keep losing weight. I wanted to fight in August, but I know that's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. I told myself I would give myself till the end of this week and I would work out a little bit more. And if I felt good, I would try to hit up BKFC and get on their Fenway Park card. But um, I know it's a bad idea. I know it's a fucking bad idea. I just started physical therapy for my pec and my shoulder. And on top of that, I am way too soft and way too out of shape. Even if I had a month and a half to 2 months, I just don't think I could get in good enough shape, which sucks because I really, really, not just for Fenway, but when BKFC, I told myself for years that when BKFC came to Massachusetts, I would hit them up and be like, "Hey, I think it's time." You know, I think it's time. I tried out for them back in 2021. I hit up the matchmaker and I was like, "Hey, you didn't select me. You selected two other guys. Totally understand. It's cool. I just want you to know I'm still like ready to fight." And you know, they like one thing led to another and I basically left the conversation with that guy with, "Hey, let me know when you're coming to Boston. I'll hit you up too, you know? I'll tag you on X. Cool. I will get X.com up and ready to go." First person going in the mine is Scott and every single one of his fans. Yeah, I bet you too, High Ecuador. You're gonna be you're gonna be the comfort. You're gonna be the comfort boy. High Ecuador is what's gonna happen. Um, Sorry, just looking around. Hit up Street Beefs and fight Letty. Hell yeah. I was really upset by something her boyfriend did. You know, I reacted to it the other day and I said, "Yo," I was like, "Yo, Letty, if you do see this, tell your boyfriend come up to Rhode Island and we'll fucking fight." You know, I don't like bullies, and that's what her boyfriend was doing was bullying this fucking like random dude in public, and I thought that was really not just inappropriate but also shitty. You know, it's like fuck, man. This content game is like, look, like what's happening more and more. Still have not seen the thing, Mr. Prosy. I'm still kind of waiting for that, but um, there's certain things I am unwilling to do, even if it means that doing like there's certain things I'm unwilling to do, even if doing them means that I will get more eyes on me. I don't want to sell my soul. And this is how I felt about fighting as well. I don't want to be doing steroids just to get like BKFC fights and stuff like that. I'm all set. I'm all good. Or like to do well in the jujitsu circuit or anything like that. Um, but like I don't want to be that guy. And maybe it's cuz I'm older. Like I think Letty's like what 25, 26. I don't know how old her boyfriend is, right? But um I don't want to be a guy who's running around Boston with my fucking like phone like oh and starting shit with people or instigating bad stuff. I don't think that's a good thing, you know. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. But I don't think being mean in public is a good thing. I know, right? I know. It's crazy. I know. Silly me, right? No, but I don't want to be that guy because seeing that guy, even if it is just for the content, it's like you're still starting shit with a random person. You're you're still attempting to bully everybody. Okay, all right. Let's see here. See, V, um, I gotta take out a couple of these bad mammer jammers. There we go. There we go. There we go. So there's a I have a 3 minute video that I'm gonna look at, but I want to finish the point that I was making. Like, um, excuse me. Oh, Letty has a different boyfriend. She goes on every stream now. Really? Oh, it must be a joke then. She must be joking around. You know, they must just be fucking around. But yeah, like you can say it's for content. You can say it's like not a big deal and you don't mean it and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you're still starting with a random person in public and just being like a piece of shit and stuff like that. I don't think that's very cool. You know, it's look like here's an example. I used to know this guy, right? He wasn't like a bad dude. He was just like really fucking stupid. And he started a Discord server and he started streaming and he was not like getting a ton of traction, but like considering that he was just a random nobody, the fact that he had like as many viewers as I do right now, like a month into streaming, it's like most people they go like 6 to 12 months with no more than like one or like between 1 and 5 views on their streams. So I think that was actually a good sign for him. But like he was one of those guys who was edgy just for edgy's sake, and because of that, he would make jokes. And we figured out that there was a couple of people in his Discord server that were only age like 15 or 16. So it's not like they're children or anything like that, but they are not adults and they're not like of legal age. And when I say children, I mean like it's not like they're like 9 years old, 10 years old, right? They're on the cusp of adulthood. Not to make excuses, but this guy he was jokingly calling them kitten and stuff like that. Like he was joking about like, ah, ha ha, yeah, you're being groomed here, ha ha ha. And we legit had to like we were like, yo, I don't know if we want to be around this guy anymore. I don't know, you know, like it may be a joke, but at the end of the day, he's still doing it. Like, I don't think there's anything like illegal happening, but you know, there's something uncomfortable about this to me. Even if it is a joke, I don't think I want to be around a guy who is going to make jokes like that to like 15-year-old girls. I think I'm good. He should be kicking them out of his server, but no, he's like, nah, it's cool if you hang around, kitten. Ha 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 ha. Jokes, jokes. And it's like that's weird, you know? And I kind of feel the same way about a lot of the like you know, starting drama for a clip, trying to clip farm like that, you know? And that's what bothers me about it is like I don't care if you mean it or not. At the like if I don't care if you're clip farming. If you tried to fuck with me in public like that, I'm not gonna be like, he's just going for the clip. He's just going for the clip. I'll give you the clip. If you want the clip, you can have it. You're gonna get a lot more than just that, though. You know. Oh, excuse me. There's fish tank people that call those guppies. Oof. 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 Yeesh. I'm glad. Oh, I wish I could go back to not knowing that. I wish I could go back to not knowing that. Oof. 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 Ooh. Man. Oh man. Oh man. Damn. Didn't know you was friends with Vosh. Yeah. Fucking a, dude. You know. Still a groomer. Exactly. And that's the thing is like that's one of the things that and don't worry. I'm gonna react to the I'm gonna react to the thing. I'm gonna react to the video in a second, you know, but um fuck, well, what was I? Oh yeah. Like it is the sign of an extremely immature person to believe that you can find a middle ground on some subjects, right? And I've dealt with this with like girls that I've dated. Like one of the girls that I dated before I met my wife, it was this big titty goth chick from Salem, Massachusetts. Um, and she was chill. I liked her. You know, her attitude was like nice and pleasant, and she was like fun to be around and stuff like that. But she had a lot of fucking issues, and one of the issues was that she thought that like it was okay to be like, "Hey, 14-year-old girl, here, have some condoms. It's okay to have sex. You should explore what you want to do. Just be safe about it." Like that was her fucking thing, is like she was one of those people who thinks that there's some weird happy medium between like unprotected sex get pregnant at 15, and no, never. It's like, no, you have to be one of those too, because the second you're like, hey, have a condom, go buck wild, just be safe, you may not realize it, but you're in one of the camps, and you're in the camp that says get pregnant at the age of like fucking whatever, 15 or something like that, you know? Um, there's certain topics and there's certain things that if you try to have a measured rational approach, like the only rational approach is to be like, no, we're not doing that ever. I'm not going to tell my son or daughter, hey kid, just be safe. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm glad, like, if you're going to do it, use condoms, but don't fucking do that shit, dude. What the hell is wrong with you, right? Like that's the closest thing to have a condom and have fun. That's the closest thing to that, is like, you shouldn't be doing that. I hope you're at least using condoms, but don't fucking do that, man. You got so much shit going on. You got so much ahead of you. Your hormones will die down. It won't be that big of a deal, you know? But like when you try to have that measured approach, like that quote unquote rational approach, you just open up the door for bad shit to happen. That's all that happens, you know? Big titty goth girl story time, yeah. Oh yes. Durka Durka Muhammad Jihad. Durka Durka Muhammad Jihad. Durka Durka. There we go. All right.
Don't be disrespectful to Muslims, man. I didn't say anything about you.
I'm just being honest. I mean,
No, you're not. You're being rhetorical.
what do you want me to tell you? I'm your friend, like the Quran says, and then stab you in the back? Durka Durka. I'm not being mean to the Muslims. It's fun. Hey, how about I become a Shiite with you, and we take swords and cut our heads, and for 8 hours I just march you like,
That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. Or I could be a megachurch Christian with Kenneth Copeland drinking my blood. I could be with Erica Kirk shooting fireworks off my ass and twerking. You want me to do that? You want me to drink blood with Kenneth Copeland on a stage, fly around with like Louboutin shoes?
I mean, I got to be honest with you. One of those sounds worse than the other. Like, for one thing, Kenneth Copeland didn't actually drink blood. If you believe Kenneth Copeland drank blood, I don't know what to tell you. And I'm not sticking up for Kenneth Copeland. That guy is a fucking weirdo, and it would not surprise me if he was a psyop of some kind. But the thought that that guy actually drank blood, he fucking didn't. What are you talking about? Like he just didn't. He made it look like he did. I know what Sneako's talking about. I saw that and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" It was very clear that there was no actual blood. It's like if this was a knife, it would either be a fake knife, or if it was real, I wouldn't actually. I'd just sit here like this, right? If the side view is this, but like from here, it almost looks like I'm actually cutting my hand. So I'm like, oh, 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 okay, okay. I'm gonna sprinkle some of the blood in there. Okay, look, like if I remember correctly, that's what it was, right? I know there was some kind of situation where somebody pretended to cut their hand and pretended to sprinkle blood into what was, I believe, ocean spray cranberry juice. And then Kenneth Copeland drank that, you know? And then Erica Kirk. Is there video of Erica Kirk twerking and shooting fireworks off her ass? I am kind of curious about that for scientific reasons. But, like, I don't fucking the some of the shit Islamists do. Like if they actually are hitting themselves in the head with swords, I'm sorry, I know which one of those I want, bro. I know which one of those I want.
You got sects of Islam that are crazier than others, just like you got Christians, with rattlesnakes.
Yeah, so don't use the small minority to demonize 2 billion people.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weasel from Connecticut, the mighty Mongol, the amazing, all-powerful, sneaky
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Durka Durka Muhammad.
Allahu Akbar! Takbir! Takbir!
You see, like, there's this situation that people, I mean, maybe they realize it, maybe they don't, but like, Islam is an ethno-religion, whether people realize it or not. And the reason I say that is because even though anybody can become Islamic, anyone can become an Islamist, um, if you listen to them talk about things in the Quran or just, Allah itself, right? Do you hear how Sneeko, a guy who was born in Connecticut and spent his entire life in America, says Allah? It's not Allah Akbar. He's like, Allah Akbar. Like literally. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit.
Takbir! Takbir!
Excuse me.
Allahu Akbar!
Sneaky
Allahu Akbar!
Nico.
Allahu Akbar!
Allahu Akbar. Like, he says it as though he is from Saudi Arabia or Iran or something like that. And I think that's interesting. There's a certain narcissism that comes from Islamists. And I mean, we all know where that comes from. To them, in their mind, God has chosen them. Therefore, they get to be that way. They're a lot, they hide it a lot less than certain other religions and things like that, right? But it's just interesting to see that anybody who becomes a Muslim ends up talking like they're from fucking Qatar at one point or another, You could become a Christian and you're going to speak basically the way that you would speak in your country, right? Like, for instance, Mother Mary, that would be Maria in fucking what's it called, Brazil or any other Latin American country or just any Romance language country. It's usually Maria, right? You have like so many different variations of the language of the linguistics of Christianity, and it all means the same thing, and it doesn't matter that you're saying it differently. What matters is the fact that you believe in the divinity of Christ. You accept Christ into your heart and you love him as he loves you. But with Muslims, there's always that very physical, that very like, I get what I want all the time, and you have to do things my way no matter what all the time, or else either A, I'm going to try to kill you, and if I can't kill you, well, then I'll just claim that you're Islamophobic or something like that, and I'll act like a victim and everything. That's another thing is I refuse to say Muslim. I don't give a fuck how they say it in the Middle East. I'm not Middle Eastern. I was born in Massachusetts, all right? We don't say it like that back in Massachusetts, pal. We got a word for people like you in Massachusetts, pal. Fucking, I'm not going to be like, oh, and Muslims. No, fuck that. Islam. No, it's Islam and Muslims is what it is. There's a Z in there. Why? Because eat shit. Fucking A. In the 90s, it was pronounced Muslim. Oh, yes, that was another one, too. People love to say Muslim, and now it's Muslim. Now it's supposed to be Muslim.
Allahu Akbar!
Durka Durka Muhammad.
Allahu Akbar! Takbir! Takbir!
The slavery that we take the women as sex slaves
And inshallah, inshallah, you be
Is he inshallah? Inshallah. He can't just say inshallah. It's inshallah.
become Abdul Alex Jones.
It's funny. Sneeko's trying to like meme about it. Alex Jones is straight up like, nah, fuck you. Holy shit, bro.
Take care, Sneeko. We'll see you.
Salam alaikum,
Take
Alex.
care, Sneeko. We'll see you.
Salam alaikum, Alex.
Assalamu alaikum. Marry your cousin.
They become.
It's so much fun.
You really have like, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I just want to wear a nightgown. It's the style.
Yeah, kind of. What do you think Jesus wore? You keep doing.
He's
this.
going at him, bro.
How did Jesus dress?
No, I don't like that about
You said
Jesus.
I
think it was
follow
better
a
if you
foreign
wore a
religion.
uniform.
Wait, Alex,
I
where's
wanna see Jesus in an
Christianity
SS
from?
uniform.
Where's Christianity from? You said I follow a foreign religion. Where's it from?
It's from the Abrahamic religion.
Oh.
Durka Durka Muhammad Jihad.
Wow.
It comes from your Jewish supreme leaders. It comes from Abraham, who you are the bad son. You are the bad Islami. Bad, bad, bad. Abraham say, you are not the chosen. No good, Sneaky. You are cursed, Sneaky. You are cursed to wear nightgown and marry cousin. Bye-bye, Sneaky. I love you.
Hey,
I'll
stop,
see you tomorrow.
stop killing white kids. No more abortions, huh?
Dude, I agree.
No
I
more
apologize
abortions.
for it.
Leave Blair White alone. Leave that young boy Blair White alone.
King of the snakes, Sneaky
Leave Blair White
Snake-o.
alone.
His name is a sneaky snake.
He's trying. Look at this face, bro. Look at those eyes. He's trying so hard to look like his cortisol is not spiking like a motherfucker. This is the perfect situation to utilize the cortisol spike meme, right? Because it would be more respectable of Sneeko to be like, "Hey, bro, fuck you. You're talking about my religion. Eat shit, Alex. Go fuck yourself." It would be so much more respectable if Sneeko would just own the cortisol spike, but no. Instead, he's sitting here. You can see it in his eyes. You can see it in his eyes. Even though he's trying his best to have that little smirk and to not let his eyebrows do that and everything like that. His eyes betray him. The eyes betray him.
We love you, Sneaky.
See you tomorrow.
He can't breathe. Exactly.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Oh man, that is crazy. Are there any other highlights? Anybody could send my way? I am curious. I would like to see about that. I'll also check as well. Maybe there was some kind of situation with my inbox or something like that. Yeah. Dismissed. Yeah. Nothing. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of annoying. But hey, what you gonna do? Yeah, if anybody has any more, of those, I would appreciate it. You know, the whatever it's called. Excuse me. Any more Alex Jones clips? Most of the clips are even shorter. I watched it live. I see. Yeah, that must have been insane. The reason they do that is because the Quran was written in Arabic. So if you don't say it the way someone who speaks Arabic does, you're not saying it right. Yeah. You know. I know there's certain languages that are tonal and stuff like that, but it's like honestly, we all know what Allah means. Allah. Fucking, we all know what that means. You know. Oh, excuse me. Jeez. Say your email so we can send you stuff in the future. It's scottsullivanmma@gmail.com, but you can also just do Sullivan _MMA on X, much like Teddy Hitchcock said. Sorry, just looking around, you know. And the thing is, with Muslims, I can respect somebody who becomes a Muslim and they adhere to Islamic principles. I mean, what else are you going to do? Why would you convert to a religion just to not follow that religion, right? That's an issue that we have in the West right now, is that a lot of people, they are only Christian insofar as it is socially acceptable. Like, the second whatever they are supposed to believe as a Christian, whatever Christ told them to believe and told them to do, the second that runs counter to whatever the neoliberal world order wants, they have to completely and totally abandon it in that moment. That's a big problem that we have here in the West, and I would not blame someone who became a Muslim for actually doing what Muslims are supposed to do. But it's just the fact that what they do is so fucking stupid all the time, and it was so very clearly a world domination philosophy. It was a trick by, if not Satan himself, it was a trick by a huckster who was very persuasive, who was able to convince other persuasive people to do his bidding, and it just spread, just like communism, right? It's the more you look at it, the more you see it's just not, it clearly does not carry the favor of God. It clearly does not carry the favor of God. And that's why, even with a lot of the mass immigration and stuff like that, it will never spread in force outside of the Middle East and South Asia. You are never going to have a situation, and I guess some of the Caucasus and stuff like that. You will never have an Islamic Europe. It simply will not happen. It won't. You will not have an Islamic South America, an Islamic Africa even. Definitely not in Islamic North America. They can think that that's what's going to happen. They can think that that's how it's going to go, but it's not going to go that way. It's just not, you know. Sneeko is the most annoying person on the internet. Yeah, I have no respect for that guy after the Brandon Buckingham situation, you know. You know, still, not that I'm not in contact with Brandon. If I hit him up, he'd get back to me, but like, you know, we are not it's not like he's training for a boxing match and I'm not helping him to train for a boxing match, right? Um, but like I was helping Brandon to get ready for his boxing match through Sam at the time that the Sneeko shit was going down. And right from the get go, I was like, okay, well, I mean, Brandon's my boy, so I gotta kind of, not that I'm gonna be front and center in this beef or anything like that, but if it ever came down to it, yeah, like I got Brandon's back. And just everything that I saw from that guy, you know. I mean, look, there's a lot of grifters out there, you know. There's always been right wing grifters. There's always been a lot of money to be made in grifting on the right wing, especially if you were a woman or a minority, and especially a minority woman, you know, a Candace Owens type. Um, but like when it comes down to it, someone like Sneeko has no backbone in any way, shape, or form. There's no moral backbone. There's no intellectual backbone. It's just whatever he feels is gonna help him and his career so that he can keep making money doing whatever he's doing, you know. Whatever he thinks now is gonna be markedly different from what he thinks in a year or two because the trend is gonna change, everything's gonna shift, and because of that, he's gonna have to shift to stay relevant, right? And it's not even necessarily his fault. It's his fault that he's given to that kind of behavior, but it's not his fault that that's what it takes to be a career internet personality. It's not his fault that that's what it takes, you know. None of these guys are really 100% consistent, and they are always changing with the tide. They're always changing with the current trend. Even people that I don't hate, even people that I could even say that I agree with on certain things, you know. There's always some kind of shift in the trend and shift in the meme and all that other stuff, you know. Laura Loomer is the biggest right wing grifter. She's working for Susie Wiles in the White House now. That's honestly good for her, you know? Yeah, Laura Loomer was always very transparently weird to you. Like here's the thing too. Is she a grifter? Like is she really a grifter? Or is she just like a pro-Israel classical liberal who wears a MAGA hat from time to time? Like, I actually think Laura Loomer is probably more consistent than a lot of these like right-wing grifters. I wouldn't consider Laura Loomer to be right-wing, right? Does she appeal to the right wing in some way, shape, or form? I mean, definitely not my right wing. Definitely not my right wing. Like the shallow right wing, maybe she does. The boomer right wing, the boomer conservatives, the Gen X conservatives, maybe, right? Not me though. I it's tough for me to call her a grifter though. I got to be honest with you, you know. I think she's just wildly out of touch and lame, is what it is. I actually think we owe her an apology because she tried to sound the alarm on Lauren Southern behind the scenes, and then also she like low key tried to do it on Twitter at one point, and everyone was like, "You fucking idiot! Get out of here, Juma! Get the fuck out of here, Laura Juma!" Like people were like that, and she like turns out, yeah, Lauren Southern is actually a crackpot piece of shit. Turns out actually she's a hoe and she sucks. And Laura Loomer was right about that one. I actually think we owe her a bit of an apology, you know? I'm not going to get mad at Laura Loomer for doing what she's always done because I actually think she believes. I think she believes in the things that she says, you know? And granted, I'm not like you see, the reason why I'm going so deep into this is because I like you mentioned that name, and I'm like, actually, how do I think about her? I'm like in real time trying to formulate how I feel about Laura Loomer, which is kind of stupid now that I'm saying it out loud. But whatever, we'll take it to its conclusion. The bottom line is, I don't know that I'd call her a grifter. I think she's just a fucking weirdo. And I think she's actually been on the money before, calling out certain grifters like Lauren Southern, like I said. Um, you have other women like Brittany Venti who like she called out Shoe on Head years ago. I remember that because Shoe on Head had like a socialist phase and now she's moved away from that and she's like, yeah, actually I think it's probably a bad idea to be that way. And one of the reasons she was mad at Shoe on Head was because Shoe on Head didn't want to be friends with Lauren Southern anymore or something like that, you know? Brittany Venti is one of those chicks who's like, actually, I think she's a low key grifter too. It's just she's very good at reading a room and she's very good at saying what needs to be said in the moment to try and come out on top of a certain situation, you know? But that's why I have complaints about someone like Brittany Venti or Lauren Southern is because I can see that they don't really have any hardline beliefs that they're going to stick to like for certain. They'll mask it behind this concept of like growing up and maturing and stuff like that. But it's not. They just whatever they believed stopped serving them. So they stopped believing in it and they moved on to something that served them, something that they could get something out of. And that's what you see with Lauren Southern. And Brittany Venti, I don't think is too far behind, you know? Uh First Scott White Knights for Letty trying to fight Letty's BF. Now he's white knighting for Laura Loomer. Goddamn. Look, I have a type, okay? I have a type. All right. Okay. You can't blame me for having a type. Every guy has one. Let's be honest here. You know. Lauren Southern did some good work in the past, but a Foyd is a Foyd is a Foyd. Yeah, and that's the thing is like Lauren Southern made some really good documentaries at a really pivotal time. And if she stayed the course, she would absolutely be like a media mogul right now. Like, consider the situation with Nick Fuentes. Consider how mainstream he's become. And he's not like mainstream, but he doesn't need to be mainstream. Enough Zoomers are aware of this guy. Enough Zoomers have a love for this guy. It doesn't really matter whether or not he's on Fox News or anything like that. He doesn't need to be. Fox News needs him. He doesn't need Fox News. If Lauren Southern stayed the course, she would absolutely be rolling in the dough and she would be doing extremely good work to affect the world around her. But instead, she decided she wanted to marry a Fed, an Australian Fed, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys are aware of the Five Eyes Treaty, but it's basically an agreement between a bunch of different intelligence agencies that since they can't spy on their own people, they would have other people spy on their people for them. And if there was anything to report, then they would report it to that country's intelligence agency. So, for instance, the Australian glowies, they can spy on you and me as Americans, and then they can go ahead and tell the glowies in America, oh, hey, this is what's going on here with this guy and this thing. So that's a really interesting thing. Look, the heart wants what the heart wants. It is what it is, but fucking just bad decisions. Bad decisions. We've all made bad decisions. We have, but you got the world in the palm of your hand like she did. Just like with Conor McGregor, he had the world in the palm of his hand and he immediately started to like destroy it. He had the world in the palm of his hand and he went like that is what happened. And so did what's her face? So did Lauren Southern. The Foyd Wars, yes. Lauren Southern hides her half Asian kid's face and bang Destiny. Yeah, I mean, I would hide my kid's face too. There's a reason why you guys have not seen my wife like that. There's a reason why I don't have my wife on screen all the time, and that's because I don't think you need to see her a ton. I don't think that's a good thing. And if I had kids, right, and I was still streaming, I got to be honest with you, I don't know if I would tell you guys if I had kids or a kid, right? It would probably be some kind of obvious at some point or another because you'd probably hear a kid crying or my wife would walk into the room and be like, "Oh, the baby needs this. Can you do that real quick?" Like that would probably happen at some point, so it would be pretty obvious, but I don't know if I'd be like, "Guys, I'm a dad now." I don't think that would be the thing I do. Or if I did, I definitely would not make any posts to my public Instagram. I would not make any posts to what's it called? I wouldn't be like, here's my kid. That's the last thing I would do, you know. Um, Southern actually has aura though. To be honest, the other Laura Loomer looks like an overinflated balloon. Yeah, and that's exactly why nobody believed Laura Loomer is because she's dysgenic. You know, like she was not she was not very cute. Let's look her up, right? She was not very cute back in the day, obviously, right? Um, I'm trying to find I'm trying to find a picture of her back before the surgery, but all I can find are pictures of her with the surgery, and it is crazy. It is. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Okay, okay. All right. So here's Laura Loomer before and after, right? Like, obviously, very Semitic, but like, this is not the ugliest girl you've ever seen. You know, like, I would call her a simple mid, more on the side of mid, but like, you know, there's a little bit of light in the eyes. There's life in the eyes. There's like a youthful glow to the skin. It's smooth. It's honestly, if her nose wasn't the way that it was, I think she would be a lot better. I think it's the nose that really does it to her in this right here. But here it's like, and I know this is probably like a bad picture, but I mean, like, bad picture or no, it wouldn't be so bad if she was still looking like this, you know? You can see that there is something placed over her face like a mask. I would assume this is what frazzle drip. I would assume this is what is it frazzle drip? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I would assume this is what Hillary looked like in frazzle drip. It is ho ho ho, you know? And because of that, and because of the energy that she gave off, nobody wanted to fucking believe her, right? Lauren Southern, I will say, has put on a little bit of weight, and she doesn't look like completely irredeemable, but she that she doesn't have it anymore. She doesn't have it anymore, you know? She's got to be like 30, maybe 31. At the most, she's 29 years old. That's how young she is. And she is hitting that wall. She is going head down, running. She's Naruto running into the wall is what's happening with Lauren Southern, and it's about to not be very pretty. It is about to not be very pretty, you know? To be honest, the before is better. Oh yeah, for sure. You know, like the before is not even like it's not even that bad. Like she's not. This is far from the ugliest girl I've ever seen. It's like I said. I think it's the nose. Like put your hand over the nose. Right. Go ahead and like here. Um here. Hold on. Here. Hold on. Doesn't she look a lot better? Doesn't she look a lot better? That's all she needed was a nose job. I don't know why she did all the other shit. Because you can see that there's something here. There's something up top, right? I don't know what the deal was, but like it's the nose. It's just the nose. That's it. Other than that, actually, pretty girl, pretty girl. You know. It's like, man, I can't, like, I do not know why somebody would do something like that to themselves. That is bonkers. That is fucking bonkers, you know? Loomer is 33, Southern is 31. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Um, she just looks like one of those Jewish girls who was always arguing with guys at parties because it turns her on. And yeah, I think that's exactly what she was actually. I think that was her whole thing is that like she had a thing for like Aryan dick. Like I remember back in the day seeing videos of her being like trying to mac to these dudes that are clearly white nationalists that like are throwing up Romans and stuff like that. It's pretty clear she has a thing for like
You don't like Jews, huh? Well, what if I was the exception, huh? Huh? What if I was the exception? I mean, there's good in everybody. You might be like a Nazi, but like, like I'm sure I could find the good in you. I'm telling you, I could be the exception.
Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen videos of her doing that before. I'm like almost 100% sure. LOL, yeah, when she hit on the Zoomer and he was acting like he was being raped. Yeah. What if I remember correctly, he had like a white shirt on and he had the fashy haircut that dudes used to do back in like 2017, you know? I mean, when you put it that way, would he? Yeah. Oh boy. Without the nose, she's an Aryaness. Exactly my point, you know? Um Brazer's stepmom sleep paralysis demon. Oh yeah. That's on the right. That's on the right. This is literally like in those videos where they have like the girl who's like 18, 19, and they have the woman who's like 23, 24, right? And it's supposed to be the stepmom, and because she's been in porn for a couple of years, she's gotten a shit ton of work done on her face and like everywhere else that she can get work done. That's what this is. That's what this is. It's the daughter stepmom video with the boyfriend, you know? It's like holy shit. Speaking of Sneeko and hot Jews, he recently said there's no Jew porn. That is true. That is true. That is something that if you pay attention, you realize it. Back in my Gooner days, right? Everybody has issues, right? Everybody has vices, and this is one of those ones that nobody really wants to talk about. And luckily for you guys, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I used to watch porn and not have a problem with it. I try to stay away from it now, right? But I can remember, like me, I don't really have a type. I don't have a type. Sometimes, yeah, I like the thought of a black girl. Other times I like the thought of like an Asian or something like that. I don't have a type. I'm not gonna like be like, no, black girls aren't pretty. Like they can be. What? I like girls. I like girls. Where's that fucking where's that video? It was this guy. I think his name was like Joe Cat or something. Um, no, maybe it's CAT. Yes. This is. Oh man, dude, I can't fucking see it. I can't find it. I can't find it. Oh man, it's not here. Ah, damn it. Yeah, I can't find it. There was every time I talk about women, that video where like that his name's Joe Cat, I guess. Um, there was this video he did where he was like, I like big girls, I like small girls, I like fat girls, I like stupid bitch girls. Yeah, and it's this one right here. It's this one's right here, right? This obviously is not the video itself, but this is a screenshot of it. Every time I talk about women, I can't help but think about this fucking guy. But what I was saying is like I don't like all I don't have a type in that way, right? Is the thing that I was trying to say. And because of that, back years ago when I was like when I was like guilt free watching porn, every now and again I'd be like, you know what, fuck it, I want to watch this kind of girl today. And I noticed a couple of things. One, if you type say like black girl white guy, you're going to get a lot of white girl black guy is what you're going to end up getting. And that's not an accident. You're going to tell me that a company with billions if not trillions of dollars that is considered to be one of the pillars of the internet, I guess you can say, right? Porn is considered to be one of the pillars of the internet. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. You're going to tell me that their SEO is going to be that bad? No, that's purposeful. Just like when they were putting incest stuff on the front page, right? And if you search like Jewish girl, you're going to find that there is not a lot of Jewish girl gets fucked. You're gonna find that there's not a lot of that, you know, and it's interesting. It's interesting, you know. This is the video itself. Scott watches this animator religiously. Yeah, I like to envision myself as Joe Cat in that video. I like red girls. I like black girls. I like orange girls. I like I just like girls. I just like girls is what I like. I just like girls. Please don't play that song. Oh man. Is it possible to type sloped and slanted without getting filtered? I don't know. I don't know. It's the big 26 broads are getting railroaded left and right. I don't know exactly what you mean about that, Teddy Hitchcock. This is the video. Oh, I've already read that one. I already read that one. But Jews are searchable porn. Sneeko wrong again. Oh boy. Yeah, you know, like you gotta be able to you gotta be able to you gotta be able to talk about things in a rhetorical fashion, right? Not like you're endorsing or you know, even disavowing anything. Just like you need to be able to talk about stuff from a well, a rhetorical standpoint. You know, if you're going to talk about things and it's always going to be, well, I am this way, or I like this, or I do that, or I want that. It's, you know, you're always going to be in a bad spot. I could prove you wrong, but it would bring the vibe way down. Everyone would leave gooning to Jewish rape porn. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. I think I am good on that. I think I am good on that. Oh, excuse me. There is a video of that happening. Yeah. Talking about what's her face, Laura Loomer, and the you know, I want to see if I can Laura Loomer flirting. I want to see if I can find that. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh fuck yeah. Let's watch it. Let's watch it. We gotta watch it. We gotta watch it.
Your hair and your eyes look so good. You're like beautiful.
Thank you.
You're like an Aryan degenerate goddess.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like an Aryan degenerate goddess. Not god, goddess.
But I'm Jewish.
It's okay.
Because you're such a cutie.
Don't mess my hair. God damn it. Fix it. Fix my hair. Did you fix it?
I did. But like that picture you posted on Instagram recently when you got like reinstated on Facebook was so hot. Like seriously.
I appreciate it.
It's so good.
It's a good picture.
Your skin and the Nazis hate me.
It's fun.
Why did it cut when she said your skin? What did she say that was so that because you saw that?
So good.
It's a good picture.
Your skin and
Your skin and then it just cuts. What did she say? What did she say?
the Nazis hate me.
It's fun.
The alt-right people want to put me in a gas chamber because they're obsessed with the Jews.
I think they're just memeing on you, but it's okay.
But it's
all
okay.
right.
I don't care. I love it.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It's okay. I don't care. I love it. Oh, yeah. I bet you do. I fucking bet you do.
No, they're just jealous because I have big tits and an Ashkenazi IQ.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You got it.
Anyway, next time you're in New York, let me know.
He is.
We'll hang out. Bring your girlfriend to New York sometime, and we'll all hang out. We'll go to like really cool restaurants.
Bring
and
your
hang out. We'll have a
girlfriend.
blast. It's gonna
Yes,
be so
I will
much
bring
fun.
my girlfriend.
Yeah, I want to meet.
Yes, I will bring my girlfriend. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be bringing my girlfriend if you are ever around again. I do not want to be alone around you. He's looking anywhere he can fucking. He's like looking around like, where's the fire escape? Where is the fire escape? Where is the nearest exit?
What's Becca?
Yeah.
Becca.
Yes.
She's so sweet.
You remember?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. You'll meet her.
You guys are so sweet. I hope it works out because like I said,
Trying to get the,
I
oh
know
my
it's all in
gosh,
Like,
that
I
is
know
so
everything you
fucking
do on
funny.
Twitter is, like, so fake
That
and
is
not
that
real,
is
but,
so
like,
fucking
it's
funny,
so
bro.
sweet that you
This
guys and your
dude in the
girlfriend are
background,
together
like,
for 3
yo,
years. I love it.
I I know. It's all an act.
Do you know something? Like, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Like, do you know so many people in this movement who preach trad life are like fucking people on the side and like cheating on their partners?
That's
like,
so bad.
Like, they're not even like really trad life.
Such
like,
scum.
like my ex is like dating somebody who's like super trad life, and she was like fucking my boyfriend while we were dating, and like ruined our relationship. And I act like it's okay, but like it's really sad because like I love when people like keep, you know, tradition in their.
Hold up. He's gonna make eye contact with the camera. You're gonna see him make eye contact with the camera. Look, oh man, it was filmed with a potato, but you see the moment he's like that. That is the best fucking thing I've ever seen. This is the best thing I've ever seen. I love the fuck out of this, bro. I forgot about the Ashkenazi. No, she was like the big tits and Ashkenazi IQ. I forgot about that part. I completely and totally forgot. This is the best video on the internet.
You know, tradition in their relationships. It's just really sad.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. That is beautiful. Lena Dunham arms. Oh yeah, definitely. You know, the flabby arms. Holy moly. Holy moly. You know, he's observing a gene stealer in the wild. That's exactly what was happening. Man. Oh, you know. It's like you know that picture of the guy, he's the bartender, and he's got like a clipboard, and he's trying to make it look like it's a check, and he's like the sign, the receipt on the clipboard says, put your ponytail on your right side if you want me to remove this guy. He's giving me the creeps. It's like, where's that guy when this is going down? Where's that fucking guy when this is going down? That's insane, you know. Now I'm not even trying to make it into like a boys and girls thing, but it's like, imagine if the roles were reversed. Could you imagine if the roles were reversed? How outraged everyone would be. How outraged everyone would be. Like this these dudes right here, if the roles if it was Larry Loomer and fucking this dude right here, I don't know his name, but if it was Larry Loomer and fucking the Groipet over here, these dudes would be like, "Hey, leave her alone, Larry. Leave her alone, Larry, you dumb Jew," is like what they'd be like. But because it's Laura Loomer and she's shitted drunk, I'm wondering what the hell these are. What are those, like she's got the 10 commandments in her fucking clutch or something like that. Because it's her, they're like, all right, well, hey, I guess our friend's just catching a hand grenade right now. Sorry, bro. Man, that is crazy. Women have this sick infatuation with danger, even if it's fake. Oh yeah, 100%. You know, 100%. And that's part of the reason why I became a MGTOW, is that like it's not that I don't know how to get women. Obviously, I'm not terrible with women, but like, I don't. Well, it's like I said, I don't want to sell my soul for riches and fame and stuff like that. And if I had to be in a relationship where I constantly had to act like somebody I'm not, frankly, or if I had to put up with like that type of bullshit, because Laura Loomer is like definitely a high maintenance chick. There's no way she's not a high maintenance chick. Like, if that's what it takes, I don't want to do that. So instead of expending that energy, I'd rather take that energy and put it into something that's going to help me legitimately. I'm going to self-actualize is what I'm going to do. And it's just, you know, it's not fun, you know. It's not fun. You don't want to deal with that shit. You know, you just don't want to deal with that shit. But yeah. It would be hilarious if this guy got saved by an SJW guy, and it's like Gimli in Lord of the Rings being like, "Never thought I'd fight beside an elf." That would be funny. That'd be hilarious. Larry Loomer groping up Michelle Ma. Oh, is that Mike Ma? Is Mike Ma the harassment architecture guy? I remember harassment architecture dropped and everybody was crazy about it for like a week. I tried to listen to it on audiobook, not even audiobook. Somebody uploaded an audiobook to YouTube, and I was just like, I don't see what the big deal is, you know? That's funny as hell though. Play it again. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna fucking have to, you know? I don't know about you guys, but if this happened to me, I'd be bricked up and ready to go. Oh, of course, you know. Oh yeah, but I was saying like your one black friend, like if I like if I had to deal with someone like Laura Loomer, I think I'd rather just be single for like the rest of my life, you know. I don't want to have to play into that bullshit, you know. Um it's annoying, it's not fun, and I don't want to have to like purposefully make myself dangerous, whether it's real or imaginary, you know. I don't want to have to go through the struggle of constantly being someone that excites a woman, because that's what a lot of women think love is today. That's what a lot of women think a long-term relationship is am I excited by you? But the fact of the matter is the excitement's going to go away eventually, you know. Like, I love my wife more than anyone or anything. We've been together for 6 years. We dated for about a year before we got married. And yeah, the excitement's gone away, right? Like, the relationship's not new. I still love her, right? She still loves me, but it's not like it's 2 or 3 weeks into dating anymore. We know each other. We're very familiar. And because of that, like, yeah, we're not like crazy as fuck or anything. You know, the honeymoon phase is over. Women, they think that the honeymoon phase is what love is, and the second the honeymoon phase is over, they're, you know. So the second her pussy stops tingling around you, the second it dries up, she thinks, oh, time to go. Instead of trying to make it work so that you can actually like tolerate each other and be around each other and be a team and want to build something that will continue that attraction far after the lust has worn off, you know. um I bet Laura's head game is insane, but you only get head from her when you come home late from work exhausted at like 12 a.m. and she basically just forces it on you, jumps out of the darkness in your apartment like a cryptid, drops from the ceiling on top of you. Hell yeah. She's waiting in the corner of the bedroom. You walk in, you're like, oh man, I'm so fucking tired. Holy shit, what the fuck? And then she's just on you. She's just on you like a motherfucker. And you can't even enjoy it. You're just like, oh, what the fuck? What the oh fuck? You were so scared, and you're also tired as shit, you know? Man, I don't know. I bet she's a dead fish though. I will say, I bet she's a dead fish. Um It would be exhausting to know her. Yeah, I've heard that she is very neurotic. She's a very neurotic person, you know.
Your hair and your eyes look so good. You're like beautiful.
Thank you.
You're like an Aryan degenerate goddess.
Thank you.
Degenerate goddess. That's crazy.
I know, but I'm Jewish.
It's okay.
Because you're such a cutie.
Don't mess my hair.
It's okay.
Fix it. Fix my hair. Did you fix it?
I did. But like that picture you posted on Instagram recently when you got like reinstated on Facebook was so
See, I do want to say though, the fix my hair, fix it. That was like, I'm not gonna lie, I sensed a little bit of like I don't know. I sensed a little bit of something there. I didn't sense like a disgust. I sensed like a, oh my god, you're fucking up my hair. Haha, it's funny. Hey, you better fix that. You gonna fix that or what? Haha. Like that's kind of what I sensed there. And then I think eventually, like I think she was in there. I think she was in there. I think she had a shot up until like 10 seconds from now.
seriously.
I appreciate it.
It's so good.
It's a good picture.
Your skin and the Nazis hate me.
It's fun.
The alt-right people want to put me in a gas chamber because they're obsessed with the Jews.
I think they're just memeing on you, but it's okay.
But it's
all
okay.
right.
I don't care. I love it.
It'd be like that sometimes.
The camera look. The camera look. Let's get it.
I don't
Oh my gosh.
care. I love it.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I know. They're just jealous because I have big tits and an Ashkenazi IQ.
I love how she pulled him into like, you know, it was supposed to be, I think they're jealous because I have big tits and an Ashkenazi IQ. Instead, she yelled it louder. She's like, I think they're jealous because I have big tits and an Ashkenazi IQ. It's like, man, how toasted was she? How toasted was she?
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You got it.
Anyway, next time you're in New York, let me know. We'll hang out. Bring your girlfriend in New York sometime, and we'll all hang out. We'll go to like really cool restaurants and hang out, and we'll have a blast. It's
Yes,
gonna be so
I will
much
bring
fun.
my girlfriend.
Yeah, I want to meet. What's Becca?
Yeah,
Becca.
Yes.
She's so sweet.
you remember.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You remember.
We'll meet her.
You guys are so sweet. I hope
Thank
it
you.
works out because like I said,
I fucking love this dude.
I know it's all an act. Like, I know everything you do on Twitter is like so fake and not real, but
Yeah,
like,
it's all fake.
it's so sweet that you like and your girlfriend have been together for 3 years. I love it.
I know it's all an act.
Do you know something? Like, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Like, do you know so many people in this movement who preach trad life are like fucking people on the side and like cheating on their partners? Like,
That's so bad.
like they're not even like really trad life.
such
Like,
scum.
like my ex is like dating somebody who's like super trad life, and she was like fucking my boyfriend while we were dating and like ruined our relationship. And I act like it's okay, but like it's really sad.
You see, like this was confusing to me because it sounds like she said I was dating someone and she was fucking my boyfriend. So it like I know she's drunk and she definitely just fucked the sentence up, but the way that comes out, it sounds like she was in some kind of weird like poly relationship where she was allowed to fuck this girl and this guy, but they were not allowed to fuck each other. You know, but they were anyway.
For trad life, and she was
Like,
like
listen to this.
fucking my boyfriend while
Oh,
we
hold
were
on,
dating.
hold on.
They're not even like really trad life.
such
Like,
scum.
like my ex is like dating somebody who's like super trad life, and she was like fucking my boyfriend while we were dating and like ruined our relationship. And I act like it's okay, but like it's really sad because like I love when people like keep, you know, tradition in their relationships. It's
Yeah.
just really sad.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. You know, from this angle, she looks like you know when you were in elementary school and you used to make I think it was job, right? If you write the word job in no, not all capital letters. It's got to be, I think, a capital J and then lowercase o and then a B. If you write the word job and you draw certain lines around it, it looks like a face. It looks like the profile view of a face. That's almost what this looks like, right? It almost looks like this is a child's drawing of like a human side profile is almost what this looks like, you know. Yeah, who the fuck even is this guy? Laura's famous. He's not, so I guess we know who won. Fucking idiot. Yeah, he should have hopped all over that. He'd be swimming in the Loomer money. Yeah, I don't know much about Mike Ma. I know that he was like kind of famous within the right wing scene back in the day. I don't know what that dude's up to now. I don't know what he did other than, like I said, I think he did harassment architecture or something like that is what he did. But yeah, you know, it's crazy. 2017 feels like yesterday, but it's not. It's 9 years ago. It's 9 years ago is when 2017 was, and things have accelerated so far. There's some good things happening for sure. There's a lot of good things happening actually. There's no reason to black pill, but we have accelerated. That is definitely true, you know. It looks like an anti-Semitic cartoon. Yeah. Like if you took a screenshot of this and you drew if you traced this, fuck drawing it, if you traced this picture right here, you would be called anti-Semitic. The ADL would like come after you. If you traced this image and then posted it on your stuff, that is bonkers. Gothic violence too. You see, I've never heard of gothic violence. Instaban on social media for reposting that face. Exactly. Fucking exactly. I feel sorry for her burning in hell for all eternity. Yeah. All you gotta do is accept Christ into your heart and not offer anybody loans for like ridiculous usurious rates. That's all you gotta do and you're good. You're in there like swimwear, dude. Just looking around. Feel the big Khazar milkers. Yes. 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 The Khazar milkers. Aren't they great? Aren't they fantastic, dude? Oh man. Sorry, just looking around for anything I might have missed, you know? Man. Yeah, I like as I get older, I keep thinking about the good old days and everything like that, you know? Um and it's just it's tough to let them go. It's tough to let them go. You know, I'll say that much. But you gotta what you gonna do, you know? Can't be 2017 forever. Can't be 22 forever. You gotta Got to move on. You know, you got to let it be 2026 and you got to be 31 years old. And that just, you know, that just is what it is. What you're going to do about it. But my issue is that I keep looking too much into the past. And I think that's because I have stagnated in the present. I've definitely stagnated in the present. I have some issues where I'm not moving forward with my life, and I need to get the lead out. I need to get the gum out of the works. You know, I need to clear the blockages so that I can actually move forward with my life. You know, and it's coming. It's definitely coming. By the end of this year, there's going to be a major change. In fact, a couple of major changes in my life that are really going to shake everything up, and I'm going to be able to do something good, you know, hopefully multiple good things. But it's, you know, it's tough being in a stagnant place, especially when you've been in it for like a couple of years, you know. It's not good. It's not good. Mecca Sullivan arc incoming for sure. 100%, you know. 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks till what? Immersion ruined. Oh man. Is something happening in 2 weeks that I forgot about or I don't know about or anything like that? I'm curious. What's going on, Buster Zuzu, Scott Tank Live? Yeah, of course, of course. I I don't pay too close attention to fish tank stuff anymore. But I did see an interesting tweet. I don't know who this person was. It could just be a random fucking guy who wanted to kind of farm some kind of attention off of talking about fish tank on Twitter. But I guess Jet is back in Rhode Island now or something, and fish tank is going to be back in New England. Um, yeah, they just need commercial space, you know. I don't know if that is the plan. I don't know if that was always the plan. But yeah, you know, I mean, hey, like hopefully they can make it work out. Good for them, you know. Oh, QAnon meme. Yeah, I didn't pay too close attention to QAnon. I didn't pay too close attention to Pizzagate either, but I started looking into it in hindsight, in retrospect, and yeah, it is pretty crazy, you know, especially when like as someone from Massachusetts, whenever you go on the internet and you look at like creepy stuff like, oh, creepy disappearances, true crime, 5 real murders that took place, it's always like Nebraska, Texas, Florida, Maryland, Washington. Like nothing happens in Massachusetts, but a lot of the Pizzagate stuff was actually connected to some stuff in Massachusetts. And then also a lot of people from Harvard and MIT were connected to Epstein as well. And it's like, whew, whoa, damn. I'm sitting here walking around a city. I could be bumping into these dudes and I'd have no clue, you know? I think Ben announced this. Oh, yeah. I mean, Ben isn't really an announcing guy, you know, but I mean, hey, like good for them if they are, you know. That'd be cool. You know, like all they have to do is ask me to come back and like I'd probably come back. I don't like some of the things that happened in the past, but like I can let bygones be bygones with that stuff. Plus I got off easy compared to how some other people got off. Um you know, it's like I said, I'm in a stagnant place right now, which is not good, but I know that there's going to be a major change in the next 6 months. And because I know that change is coming, there is a piece of me that like I want to take part in things that are fun for me now. Because after that 6 months, there's a good chance that even if they were like, hey, why don't you come back to why don't you come back to Fish Tank and do like a karate thing, Scott? Haha. Even if that was to happen, which I don't think it's going to happen. It won't happen probably, but like I'm just trying to figure out what to talk about for the next half hour. And we just happen to talk about some Fish Tank stuff, so here we are. But um you know, after that change comes, after whatever happens, like there's a good chance I'll have to be like, oh no, sorry guys, I can't, you know? So I want to get that in now because you know what? Like I talk about the 2017 to 2020 years, that era in American politics and that era in my life. and it was the best days of my life, and I would give anything to be able to relive some or all of it, and I would do it differently in a bigger way, right? Um, because there were situations that I could have gone harder, right? There were situations where I could have been smarter about some things and I could have had a better effect. Um, and I would cherish every second. I would cherish every millisecond individually, you know? And that's kind of how I feel about Fish Tank and just MDE stuff right now. I know they're filming Extreme Peace 2. I hit up Alex Schultz on Twitter. He left me on red, so it's like, all right, well, I don't know if he just forgot to get back to me or if he's just not interested in having my help or something like that. Either one, fucking whatever. Doesn't matter. Bottom line is I'm not going to be a part of Extreme Peace 2 probably. Um, but I want to that they say you don't know you're in the good days until the good days are gone. And I mean, right now in 2026, I think the good old days are 2017. But give it another 3 to 5 years, I'm going to be looking back to 2024 as the good old days. I guarantee you, you're always in the good old days, and you're like, just give it enough time and you're going to look back and you're going to be like, the good old days. I just want to appreciate them. I want to cherish them as much as I possibly can, is what I'm saying. I think he streamed and made it sound like there was going to be this huge announcement, and before that, said all that. But his huge announcement was that he was going to stream Assassin's Creed. Yes, that's exactly what I would expect. Bro, we need fucking Garage Gang back and Sensei Scott to turn the fish into warriors. You should have killed Summer. Huge regret. I should have picked her up by her hips and like turned around and just went into the bar. That's what I should have did. I should have spiked her on her head is what I should have did. Man, I hope Summer's doing okay. I saw there was a bit of a thing going on with her recently. That sucks. Hope she's all right, Hope she's all right. But what was I going to say? Fuck. But yeah, like life, I've always been big on experiences, which is such a gay thing to say, but like, money is second to me. What I want to do is be a part of cool and fun things that I can tell stories about when I'm older. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I have to shift into a place where I'm able to make more money, make it easier, and support my family, right? Obviously, but I still want those stories. I still want those experiences. I still want to be able to say that I did a ton of different stuff, and I can say that now. Like there's so many little things that I've been able to do in my life, and also some big things. And I think it's cool, and I think it makes me an all around better and more experienced person. You know. Um, but yeah. Memories, 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 memories. It's a little hot in here. I have a fan going on, but it's not doing this thing. It's not doing its thing. Excuse me. I don't know. Maybe I'll play a quick game of AOE unless somebody has something they want to talk about, something they want me to look at. I'll probably fire up some AOE in a second. After I yawn, that is. After I yawn. Man. Let me put that down just a little bit. I'm gonna put that down to 50. The big 5-0 is what I'm gonna put that down to, and then a egg of amperes. Oh, okay. Waiting for it to boot up right now. Yeah, whatever happens with Fish Tank, I just hope that they pull it together enough so that like, look, I'm not saying it has to be like as legit as a Hollywood production or anything like that, but I hope that they pull it together enough that they don't run into some of the problems that they ran into. You gotta pay the fucking town. It's that simple. Even if they buy a commercial property, they're probably gonna have to pay off the town. They're probably going to have to pay off any neighbors that are around. It's just the way it is, Money talks. People don't want to put up with stuff unless you're greasing their palms. It just, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. I don't want to talk about behind the scenes stuff because I don't think that's fair to do, right? I don't think it's a good thing to do, but just certain things were not handled properly. I wasn't there for the handling of them necessarily, but I know that when topics came up about oh, what are we going to do about the neighbors? It's everything except, hey, let's go to them with a contract, say, look, it's only going to be 2 weeks. We'll make sure to cut it off no later than 1 a.m. Just sign this. Here's $5,000. All right. I hope they're doing okay though. I hope everything works out with them, and I hope that season 6, it's going to be. I hope that season 6 is a great success. Playing the Franks, that's not good for me. All right. What the fuck are you guys doing? Sitting around, you lazy asses. Man. I'm probably going to get my ass kicked, truthfully. We shall see, though. We shall see.
Kid.
The Franks are tough to deal with because they have good cavalry. Yes, so we got 6 of them. Perfect. And then I can't drive those chickens, so I don't even have to worry about trying to drive them, which is actually kind of a good thing overall, the fact that I don't have to worry about driving them, I can just send this bad mamma jamma out to scout their wall. That way I can know where it is. What's going on? Yeah, buddy. How you doing tonight, man? The kombucha, mushroom people, sitting around all day. Hold on one sec. My wife sent me a voice message. I wanted to make sure that I wanted to make sure that I that I wasn't missing something. It's like when somebody calls you and they don't normally call you, so you're like, oh fuck, what's wrong? My wife sends plenty of voice messages, but she son of a bitch. There we go. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's like she knows when I'm streaming I can't do voice messages, so it's like, oh shit, is something wrong? Yes. Got their whole wall scouted. Actually not doing that bad score-wise right now, but it's a little early in the game for me to be like, the wife's voice message. Scott, I saw what you said about Laura on stream. We're getting a divorce. And I'd say, good. That's... Oh, no, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna go there and then there. That just means I can actually go get her now. I show up to the White House with, like, a boombox. I'm like... I try to hop the fence with the boombox. They think it's an IED. They start fucking blasting me. They fill me with holes. I feel like I got this build order a little bit wrong.
Kid.
So I held my head up high, hiding hate that burns inside.
Forgare.
Something, selfish pride.
Selgere.
And I said, oh.
15. Selgere. Erlo.
I'm continuing, like, I haven't started the autism video. There's a very good chance that I won't be able to do it, because I've done that before where I've been like, I'm gonna make this video, and then I just don't get around to making it, you know? I either get it started and I don't finish it, or I just straight up don't start it at all. But I'm thinking more and more about the autism video and what I want to say in it and stuff like that, you know? And I think it will be a good... I think it'll be a good time. Come on. Alright, there we go.
Kia. Selgere.
There we go. I'm gonna go these two go over here, that way. Oh, actually, wait, no.
Selgere.
There.
Forgare.
Yeah, I think it's a good video to make because I've been talking about that for a long time, and I've noticed that the medical field is actually catching up to some of the things that I have to say about mental illness specifically. But then I think eventually autism will catch up. I think they will catch up in the topic of autism. You know, at the end of the day, these people in the medical field and in the psych field specifically, in the psych field, it's a soft science, and a lot of their stuff is based off of the musings of coke fiends and pedophiles and communists and other stuff like that. So these are people who frankly don't need to be listened to like that, and it serves them well to... Oh, not enough food, okay. Yeah, you know what, in that case, I'm gonna go here, and then they're gonna go there. Anyway, it serves them well to be able to tell people that they have problems even when they don't.
Selgere. Po. Rabuga. Rabuga.
You know, and if you have an easy explanation for why a child is a little bit weird, then it does not serve to make them money or give them any form of prestige. If you can explain why a child is different without there needing to be some kind of like weird or annoying whatever, not weird or annoying, but some kind of deficiency, excuse me, some kind of deficiency, some kind of defective trait, or like nature, some maladaptive nature to them, then those people who make money off of their being such don't make money. So I think it's real easy for them to, let's go there. I think it's real easy for them to, you know, constantly find something to be like, oh, actually, you're wrong, you know? What song would you play to Laura out of the boombox before being gunned down, Scott? Don't Dream It's Over by I forget who made that song. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. I don't even get through the first 4 words. I just go, hey now, hey. Oh shit, I'm actually ready to go up. I just need to finish this daggum thing. What gun would you hold out before going down on Laura Scott? Oh boy. What's your city called? What, this city?
Scottopia is what it's called. It's called Scottopia. It's called Scotlandia.
What gun would you hold out before going down on Laura Scott? I'd bring in a Desert Eagle. I'd bring in a Desert Eagle just to try and impress her. Be like, yeah, Israel makes the best guns. Israel makes the best guns. I like the Uzi. You know the Uzi? The Uzi's really cool. So, a gun from the, what was it? Was the Uzi the 60s or the 70s? I think it might have been the 60s, like late 60s, you know? And now, hey now. I got it stuck in my head now. It's called Boston, Massachusetts. Yes, this is Boston, Massachusetts right here. Alright, hopefully, like, this guy's a little bit ahead of me right now, but I don't think it matters that much. He's probably got a few more villas than I do. But if I can get to Castle Age first, I'm actually going to be in pretty damn good shape. Especially if I can get my hands on some of these bad Mamma Jammas. Some of these bad Larrys, these malevolent Lawrences. It should be called Gay Town. Oh, god damn it. God damn it, oh fuck, I'm owned. God damn it, dude, take it back. Take it back, dude. Take it back.
Pull. Raboye. Bid fear.
Don't let them win.
Kid.
Nienige. Gert.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be perfectly fine. For the most part, anyway, you know? I should, you see, I'm gonna try to make sure I get here. Right? Oh. I'm gonna try to make sure I get here before, yes, perfect. That's exactly what I needed. I was a little nervous when I saw that, that dude's scout was headed this way, you know? Damn. Yeah, it is a little nerve-wracking. Oh, dude, especially because he's up to whatever it's called now. So I need to, yeah. That's not exactly great. That's not exactly great. But you know, as long as I can stand this castle up, which I think I will be able to for the most part. You know, he's like, I don't think he's going to be able to do much of anything to ensure that. Come on, baby. Boston, Massachusetts is in fact Gay Town, yeah. You know, we have our own San Francisco here. It's called Provincetown. Alright, now I need to focus on getting some of these, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see there, he's got some dudes stored up in there.
Kid, to, Margaret. Kid, have love.
Yeah, you know what? I think he knows what I'm about to do, so I should,
Kid. Bid fear, have love, Margaret. Done cut.
I think it's better for me to get my ass in there now.
Kid.
I'm gonna have no choice but to get these guys out there to try and attack them. You know? Oh, okay, interesting. Well, It's not exactly what I want, but it's okay. I can make that work.
Von Wade. Erlaub. Bit 4. Margaret. Erlaub. Kid.
If I can knock this castle down, I think I'm in good shape.
Margaret.
Which, oh yeah, you see, he's using Vills to try and attack. He ain't doing too hot himself. You know, that's not good for him. Now he's using Vills to try and take out my Wodies. My Wodie boys. Yeah, he's done. He's done. It's over for him. It's fucking Jover. I wish I started doing this like 6 months ago. Just saying that to people, just seeing if they're like seeing their reaction. They're just like, "What the fuck? Oh, all right, what am I supposed to do with that?" I didn't mind when they were just getting shit-faced and enjoying air conditioning for the first time in their lives, but the Boston Public Works helping them put a cone on a statue's head was too much. Yeah. Hold on. Scott, did you see Glasgow? Glasgow wants to become sister cities because all the Scots went there and drank all the Miller High Life and stole traffic cones and defaced our monuments. Yeah, I mean, look, I think that's fun and funny, but it gets to a point where it becomes Reddit. It's like there's nothing wrong with a little bit of cringe here and there. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of like, oh, haha, we're doing something whimsical and fun. Like, there's nothing wrong with that in and of itself. But, like, eventually it became a little bit too on the nose. It almost became self-referential, you know? When you see a bunch of these annoying people who are like, Scotland rules. Oh, you see the Tartan Army guys? They helped clean up the streets. Oh, man, ha ha ha. It's like, it's wholesome Chungus skirt wearing white guys who are like, oh, they're just wholesome Chungus. Everyone liked that. Oh, they're wearing skirts. Isn't that quirky? They're non-threatening white guys. They're goofy, like jokey white guys. Ha ha ha. Yeah. That becomes cringe. That becomes annoying and stupid. After a point, you get to a point where you're just like, yo, get the fuck out of here, get away from me, you know. I of course do like the Scots, but yeah, that whole like astroturfed PR thing, trying to be like, haha, we're just a bunch of fun-loving Scottish. We're a bunch of fun-loving Scottish. That's right, Tartan Army, like. It's like, dude, get out of my face. Get the fuck out of my face. Get out of here, you know? That was pretty gay. That was pretty gay, you know? I didn't mind when they were just getting shit-faced and enjoying air conditioning for the first time in their lives, but the Boston Public Works helping them put a cone on statue's head was too much. Exactly, you know? The cone thing, the reason why that was fun and funny is because it was such a strange thing to do, and honestly, it was a little bit subversive. Like, yeah, we're the Tartan Army, we're doing whatever we want. I feel like I can't do a good Scottish accent. I can do an alright Irish accent, but like, not that great of a Scottish. But it's supposed to be, we're the Tartan Army, we do what we want. Yeah, we're putting a cone on this statue because that's what we do back in Glasgow, and no one can stop us. That's right, you know. From Gary Owen to glory, haha. But no, it became something that was like safe edgy almost. It became something that was safe crazy, that was safe out of the ordinary. It was safe weird, you know. And because of that, yeah, that was pretty cringe and annoying, and it was like real gay. It was like real gay. You know, I was not a fan of that eventually. I bet if I went to Glasgow and got shit-faced, drunk, and defaced a statue of Robert the Bruce, I'd get my ass beaten by 6 guys, but they can come, they can conehead John Adams, and it's funny. Exactly, you know? Exactly. I mean, that's the thing is, in Boston, like, you know, in Boston, you have a lot of leftists and just like other, you know, garden variety shitheads. So because of that, they're going to think that's cute and funny, you know, is what's going to happen. Just do an Irish accent like you're gay Irish guy, and it's basically the same. Pretty much, you know? Like you're a gay Irish guy, excuse me. They should get the real Glasgow experience, getting slashed or stabbed by a drunk guy. Oh yeah, for sure, you know? Fucking Glasgow has the worst soccer as well. Not that I'm a soccer guy, but like as somebody who has kind of I've been enamored with hooligan culture for a little while now. I know about the old firm rivalry, the Green Brigade and the Bears, right? Celtic versus Ranger FC, and it's just so gay because it's two groups of like the most annoying people. It's like you have refugees welcome, open borders socialists versus Israel shill, John McCain tier Republican. At least that's the best way that I could describe the Ranger FC supporters. I would say that they're the ones who are like, no, I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist. No, sir. Not even a little bit. My son is half black. Like that's the type of dudes that the Ranger FC guys are. You know, is that kind of conservative. The kind of conservative that's like, oh hey, I don't mind if kids get sex changes so long as I don't have to pay for them. And then 10 years from now, it's going to be, look, I think we should only have to pay for half of their sex change. I don't mind paying for their sex change, but only half of it, 50%. Like those kinds of people. So it's like annoying as fuck that you have what could be the coolest and most fun rivalry in soccer between two Scottish firms that they just suck ass. They suck penis. You know, it really is annoying. And it's funny because I saw somebody on Twitter. They found a phone that was a Celtic FC supporter, right? It belonged to a Celtic FC supporter, and the guy who found that phone was a Rangers fan, and he threw it in the Boston Harbor. And before he took a picture and he posted it to Twitter, and he was like, "Hey, if anybody knows whose phone this is, tell them it's at the bottom of the Boston Harbor. They can go fish it out." And it's like, oh man, that would be such a funny and cool move if both of you guys weren't so fucking annoying. White men going to war with each other over blacks playing a game. Well, for one thing, if we're being honest here, there's not nearly as many black soccer players as there are, say, black like football or NBA players or anything like that, right? If you look at a lot of these different groups of people, if you look at a lot of the teams that are representing these countries, you see it is like mostly white people from the European countries. France is like one of the exceptions, you know, at least from what I've seen from these European countries, right? But like there is a utility to the soccer hooliganism. There's the football lads, if you want to call them that. There is a utilitarianism to it, and it's kind of like what Patriot Front is if Patriot Front did anything other than just march in public. If Patriot Front actually like was willing to fight people for something, you know? And a lot of these organizations have political bents to them. Like for instance, I'll show you Green Brigade, right? All right. Like this is in the crowd at a Celtic FC game, you know. Celtic FC, they are a left-wing firm, or the Green Brigade is a left-wing group of ultras. They trend left, right? They trend left, right? Ha 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 ho ho ho. But there are political bents to these groups. You know, an example of a right-wing group would be Lazio, right? And then there's like the Bad Blue Boys, for instance, in Serbia, I believe it was, or maybe it was Croatia. I forget. I think it was Croatia. These groups, they have political bents. They do things like community outreach and all this other stuff. And yes, they do fight each other in the streets. there is a utility to them from a political standpoint. It's just that a lot of people, they see the sport ball aspect of it and they assume that it's like, oh, you're just fighting because your black guy did better than that black guy's than those guys black guy. It's like, I think it's very reductive, and I think it's like one of those non-conformist, except you're being a conformist, because everybody on Twitter feels that way too, you know. Um, like I think that's what it is a lot of the time, is people don't understand and they don't want to understand. They just want to scoff at it as a means to be like, I'm better than that. I'm woke. I'm politically aware. I'm politically aware. Don't you know Israel is behind it all? Don't you know that? Don't you know that? And you're sitting here fighting over soccer. What is your problem, dude? You're an idiot. You're a fucking goy, dude. Meanwhile, they do like canned food drives, they do toy drives, they try to help each other out and they try to help their communities out as much as they can, you know? And they're willing to take fist to Antifa's face over it, you know? It's like I think they deserve a little bit more respect than people give them, you know. And that's not to say that every soccer fan is an ultra, is what they're called, but you know, it definitely is. You know, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Wow, great. Now Tartan Army gets to pollute the Boston Harbor, something the Massachusetts people have literally worked for decades to clean up, but it's funny, exactly, you know. And it's not even over shit that anyone cares about here. Yeah, and that's the funny thing, is like soccer was like a fun little experiment for us this year. By the way, what's going on, Schmitty? What's going on, Schmitty? How you doing? How you doing tonight? Um, it wasn't even something that was like uh soccer was like a funny little experiment. It was like a cute, quirky little experiment. Like, hey, what happens if we have the World Cup in America? Haha. What if people fall in love with it? People don't care. We cared that the US team was doing pretty well, and then they lost, and now we're like, oh, whatever, who gives a fuck? Even if the US team won the World Cup, soccer wouldn't have exploded in popularity in America. It would not have done that. Soccer is what you play before you can play football or basketball or baseball. It's like you're 3, maybe 4 years old. You want to introduce your child to athletics, so you sign him up for soccer, and he kicks a ball and misses. He lets a goal roll by him and stuff like that, you know. That's what soccer is to us. It's pretty much always going to be that way, you know. And yeah, hey. Oh man. Oh, I gotta stretch the back. Stretch the old back. Stretch the old back right here. Oh man. Oh fuck. I got so much shit I gotta do. You see that's another reason. Oh. That's another reason I get stressed out and I get a little like pissed off when I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, is because usually what happens is I come home, I cook dinner, I leave dirty dishes waiting to be washed. So after I'm done streaming, I have to get up, I have to wash those, and then I have to hurry up and like shower and then hop in bed. It's like, it's so fucking annoying and frustrating. The powers that be don't care about goys fighting over sports, but if someone with the wrong opinions gets into a minor scuffle, they get raided by the FBI like Ram. PF does a lot of disaster relief. I mean, yeah, yes and no. Yes and no. You know, you have to I mean, look, it's not good to be fighting your political opposition, and I did this for a couple of years myself, right? It's not good to be getting into fist fights with your political opposition like that. However, uh, Ram took some really they they took risks. Ram took risks, you know. Those Proud Boys that got arrested, I think they called them the New York Nine. I remember when that was going down. Those guys took risks. There were a lot of risks that were taken by these guys that went down that way. You know, it's not to say that people would not have gotten arrested at one point or another, right? It's to say that if you are foolish about it, you know, then yeah, like if you stick your neck out, they're gonna chop at it. You know, so don't stick your neck out like that. Like I said, don't fight your political opposition. There's no reason to be going to any events, whether it's like a pro or anti-Trump thing, a pro or anti-ICE thing, or whatever. I like you just don't need to be doing it. You don't need to be doing it. It doesn't bring positive change, but um excuse me. There is something to be said that these guys do have a political bent to them, whether it's left or right wing, and they are willing to stand up to their opposition and say, no, this is the line, don't cross that line, you know? Europe is a lot more advanced than we are in its politics, you know. Could you imagine if Patriot Front had a youth center? Could you imagine if Patriot Front had a head office somewhere in Texas that was branded? It had a sign that said the Thomas Rousseau Patriot Front Center. Like, could you imagine that? Of course you couldn't. Everything has to be some level of either underground or semi underground, where you cannot have like a brick and mortar place, and most if not all of your brass and your entire membership just your entire membership base, it has to be anonymous on some level, you know. um and over in Europe, you don't need that nearly as much. You'll have you'll have like Casa Pound, for instance, right? They were a political organization that ran candidates at one point. Could you imagine Patriot Front running candidates? That'd be insane. That'd be crazy. You know, they had offices, they had buildings that they operated out of, you know. You couldn't do that here. You couldn't do that here. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't happen, you know. Um I had a basketball coach who would do winter basketball camps because you'd play inside, and if he found out any of the kids did soccer in the summer or spring, he'd legit get angry at them. We were in the 8th grade. Oh boy. Oh boy. That is my favorite thing though, is the low level coach who takes the game too serious. I was talking about that the other day. Like, when I was playing, not even the other day, I think I posted about this today. Like, there are a lot of coaches at the little league or just like the youth league, as well as the middle school and high school level, that will absolutely give you the worst fucking advice. Either A, because they want to subjugate you to them, where like they want you to believe that your success is their success because they gave you a tip or something like that, whether that tip works or not. Or it's because they want you to fit into a box that is going to help them feel like they can win games, right? There is nothing more important to that coach than winning a game. So if you're going to excel and get to that next level, you almost have to not give a fuck about your coach and your team. It doesn't mean that like you don't try to win and you don't be a good team player or anything like that, but like like, I can remember I used to go to guys that did brief stints in the MLB. I'm talking like a season or two. One guy was in the Angels. He was a part of the California Angels and then also the New York Yankees. He spent like 2 or 3 years in the MLB. He was actually also in the movie Angels in the Outfield. He played one of the extras, right? One of the extras. But I went to him. I went to a guy who played for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I forget where the last guy that I went to played for, but he played for an MLB team. It might have also been the Pirates. It might have been the Padres. For some reason, there's a P name that comes to mind when I think of this last guy. But these guys obviously know what it takes to make it to the MLB, because even if they only stayed there for a couple of seasons, they still made it. That's a lot further than anybody else I've ever met, right? And I'm going to these guys, they're telling me how to be a better pitcher and even how to hit better and just play the game all around better. And then I'm going back to my Little League games or my Babe Ruth games, and I have some fucking asshole, like, dad coach, some volunteer coach who's like, "Nah, don't swing like that, swing like this." And it's like, why would I ever listen to you? Why would I ever take your advice? Ever, under any circumstances? Why would I ever fucking do that? You moron, you fucking dumbass. Shut the fuck up and get out of my face, you know? And they're doing that because they want to feel like they give advice that's just as good as the guy who made it to the MLB, because at the end of the day, it just comes down to their ego. That's the only thing they care about. And then you have, again, the dudes that they want to feel like they're winning, like they're trying to take you, and instead of you excelling and doing the best that you can, they want to fit you into their program so that they can have a winning season, you know. um, and because of that, they will give you bad advice that will limit your ability to move on to that next level so that they can win a town championship or something like that. It's fucking crazy, you know. It's insane. But thank you, Schmitty Winkelson, for following me on Kick. I almost said Twitch, on kick.com. All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, ma'am. It's like parents with child beauty pageants, divining vicariously through their kids. 100%. 100%, you know, for sure. You have to build up infrastructure to do that, which is what they're doing. Visibility is part of that. Now, you see, are they trying to build up infrastructure? Yes, but will they be able to build up the infrastructure? I don't know 100%. They might have the money. I would guess that they probably have the money to rent an office or something like that, but I don't think they would find anybody who's willing to rent to them. Or if they did, if it was like somebody in the organization or friendly to the organization, it would not work out because they would get fucking firebombed. They would get firebombed is what would happen. If if they were even allowed to open up before there was a raid, you know. We have RICO statutes over here. We have the RICO statute, and it is very possible, and this is part of the reason why my group organized horizontally, is because we wanted to avoid accusations of racketeering. Fucking when you have I actually talked about this in my video on Antifa. When you have an organization that is vertically organized, you have a guy at the top, and then you have his underlings, and then you have people under him, and then people under them, all the way down to the ground level. If you de-head that snake, if you cut off the snake's head, well, there's a very good chance that the rest of the organization is going to fall. And that's what happened with organized crime. That's why racketeering charges, you know, the RICO statute was created in the first place, is to try and behead the mafia. But they started using that on anybody that they didn't really like, that had any semblance of organization. And that's one of the reasons, and Nick Fuentes said this, that's one of the reasons I personally would advise against joining Patriot Front, is because whether Tommy thinks it's true or not, you will see some attempt to hit them with some kind of racketeering charge if they become a little bit too legit. It will happen. All right. And if it doesn't happen, I'd be very, very surprised. I would be very, very surprised. But I do think it would happen if they became a little too legit, right? The other reason I would advise against joining them is because it's the cult of Thomas, is what it is. I dealt with these guys when they were coming up. I know about how their internal structure is. I was never a part of them, but I had close friends who were a part of them when I was in the activist sphere, and they would tell me the horror stories, and then also just dealing with these guys in an official and even an unofficial way, you see that it really is the cult of Thomas. It's all about just making Thomas happy, getting Senpai to notice you, and that's not a good reason to that's not a good reason to stick your neck out. You know, sure, the whole strong borders, strong nation, all this other stuff. Like, yeah, sure, okay, fine, but at the end of the day, you're doing all of this stuff just to try and make Thomas happy with you, and that's not a good way to be. It's not a good way to be. I don't know what else to tell you, you know. How can you be recode if you're not doing anything illegal? Because they can make something illegal. That one of those dudes that I know, I told the story last time, right? So I got involved in activism in 2017 is when I went to my first thing, when I went to my first event, right? Now, I would join up with a group of guys. We were horizontally organized. And I think about 6 months, maybe 7 months after I started doing activism is when Patriot Front hit the scene. Patriot Front sprung out of Vanguard America, which they were an organization that I would like to say they're not too dissimilar from Patriot Front, but there are obviously differences. Um, don't quote me on that though. But what happened was during Unite the Right, one of their members, James Fields, drove into a crowd of Antifa people, and Heather Heyer died. And because of that, well, Vanguard America obviously went kaput, and Thomas left with a bunch of other guys who, in the Texas chapter, would specifically become Patriot Front, right? And when Patriot Front first came to New England, it was this one guy that I was familiar with, but I wasn't really cool with. And he recruited somebody who was in our organization to dual member with his organization, with Patriot Front, right? And when you see, I'm starting from the very beginning here. I should just skip to what I'm talking about here. Basically, that friend of mine who joined Patriot Front, he was putting up stickers at a college, and they investigated and they arrested him and they brought him up on charges for putting up stickers. Not like super duper swastika, 1488, hail the H guy, not anything like that. Like literally just like the typical Patriot Front stickers that you can see that they put up, like talking about strong borders, talking about, hey, join Patriot Front, all this stuff. Because they were putting that up, they got arrested, you know? There's so many instances of Patriot Front getting arrested, and even if the charges get dropped, that's still people getting doxxed. That's still people being processed through the criminal system. That's still a hassle that goes far beyond what a lot of people are willing to put up with and deal with, you know? Um, if you understand how RICO works and you understand how the government works, you realize that it's not about what you've actually done. It's about what they can manufacture to get at you. And that's all I saw throughout the entirety. Like, there's only been 2 or 3 times that I've seen someone get arrested, and it was like, okay, I could see why they got arrested for that. I could see why they got arrested for that. Most of the other arrests that I saw, that I witnessed, or that I heard about, it was like the cops stopped them and they instigated a situation where they could then arrest the person, type of stuff. Somebody put up a sticker and a cop just happened to notice, and they thought they were going to make front page of the Boston Herald for arresting a big bad Nazi. So they ran over and they grabbed the guy and, you're going downtown, buddy. It's like that type of shit, you know? So yeah, that's why I personally wouldn't join Patriot Front, even if I didn't have a wife that they would find to be objectionable, excuse me, and even if I was younger and I was more willing to stick my neck out, like I used to be, The new Patriot Front is the Scotty Rockers. We're vertically organized, the chat, and 10 times more effective. Exactly. Don't join Patriot Front. Join the Scotty Rockers. That's right. But yeah, like they're not feds. Are they Fed infiltrated? They definitely are. Okay, but they're not like federales or anything like that. I could tell you names of groups that are definitely operations, that are definitely glow ops. I don't even like to mention those groups by name, you know. I'm like I treat them like I treat them like the devil, you speak and they shall appear, But yeah, in the Scotty Rockers, we're suspicious of you if you don't have a Hispanic wife. We will burn your house down. We, hey, where's your brown wife, buddy? Where's your brown wife, ma'am? But yeah, like it's not like a hater thing with Patriot Front or anything like that. Like if you want to join them, like I'm not gonna stop you, but I will say be careful and understand the difference between a good plan and a bad plan, and an acceptable risk and a foolish risk that's made by a guy who's trying to win a dick measuring contest with a bunch of the other NDs. I think is what they used to call them. Their regional or their state directors. I think they used to call them NDs or something like that. I forget exactly, you know, what they were called, but you know, you gotta be careful with that. You gotta be careful with that, you know. I'm convinced I'll be Scotty Rocker instead of PF. I appreciate that, Nerd Mangler. I appreciate that, you know. Um, Man, a lot of Patriot Front guys stick out like a sore thumb too. They're just a little aggressive for no reason, you know. Like I'm pretty sure I ran into one at a there was a Greek food festival near where I live last year, and I went to it, and there was this one dude who, like, just the way he was talking, the way he was acting, the way he addressed me was like just a constant state of like just that. And I was just like, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if this dude's Patriot Front. It wouldn't surprise me if he's like an Orthodox convert who decided he would also join Patriot Front. He's got that look, he's got that attitude, that like unearned sense of superiority, that unreasonable aggression that he doesn't even realize he's like throwing out into the world, you know? And if you try and talk to him about it, he'll be like, dude, I'm just an alpha. Like, what are you mad I'm an alpha? And it's like, yeah, that's what it is, bro. That's what it is. I'd pick you up by your ankles and swing you around. Fucking shut the fuck up. But anyway, seems like BT are the feds everyone accuses PF of being. Those dudes are freaks. Yes. Yes. 1,000,000%, yes. You got it. You got it, Nerd Mangler. Who is the blonde-haired, blue-eyed bitch speaking German and wearing a sundress? What the fuck, man? Are you a fed? Yeah. Dude, she better not be dancing in the wheat fields, bro. It's bad enough she's white. She better not dance in the wheat fields, dude. If she dances in the wheat fields, bro, you're totally kicked out. We will not have you people in our group. We will not allow it. Man. That's actually there's a lot of skinhead groups that you could actually have a Mexican girlfriend as long as they are not black, like as long as they don't have any black blood in them, and as long as they don't have too much like Aztec blood. It's actually like in some skinhead groups in Southern California especially, they don't mind if you have like a brown girlfriend so long as it's like, oh yeah, no, you know, I'm mostly or pretty much all Spanish admixture. Yeah, I was what did they call them? Is it castizos or something like that? Whatever the all Spanish bloodline in Mexico was, whatever that was, you know. You'll have a girl who's like very clearly got some like Aztec mountain girl in her, and this skinhead dude will be like, nah, dude, she's all Spanish, bro, I swear. Mexicans can be European. Oh yeah, for sure. You know, like Haley, right? Haley was definitely like Spanish Mexican. You know, I asked her, she said she was Mexican and Scottish. And you can tell, you can see the Mexican in her, but it was like a very Spanish Mexican. It wasn't like a former Aztec vassal peasant girl admixture, you know? Ah, yes, they were castizos. I see. I swear to God, if I find a beehive producing honey in your backyard instead of green or red bell peppers, you're going to fucking regret it, dude. Yeah. Oh man. I should get out of here. Actually, you know what? I got a little under 3 minutes until the 2.5 hour mark. We'll end it at the 2.5 hour mark. You know, we're good to just keep chilling. Mestizos, yes, mestizo is the Indians. You are correct. You are correct. Oh man. Sorry, just looking around at some shit. Just looking around at some shit. Oh man, I gotta shower after this. I gotta fucking clean up some shit. I tried oxtails tonight, but I grilled them, which I didn't realize grilling the oxtails would make the meat tough. So that was a little annoying trying to get the meat off the oxtails. I'm gonna have to make them the right way next time. Slow cook them or simmer them or throw them in the pressure cooker is what I should do. That'd make it a lot easier and quicker to make them. But I tried smothering mustard on them as like a binder for the spices that I was gonna put on, and it did not work. It did not work. I figured the Irish mustard that I was using it's like extra strong and it would go good on the oxtail, but I kind of failed. I kind of failed is what happened. Well, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? I love trying new stuff. I love cooking new stuff and everything. It's fun. It's fun. It's a lot of fun, is what it is. I showed it last time, but I'm in love with this thing. I absolutely love this bill from Cuba, from pre-communist Cuba. That's so cool to me. I love the hell out of this thing. I want more of them. I have a couple of Mexican ones too that are very similar to this, but they're not nearly in as good a shape as this. So I'm like, no, I'll try and sell those ones, Man. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else to say, anything else to talk about, but I think that was probably about it, I don't think I have that much more to talk about, and I have a little under 30 seconds until that 2.5 hour mark. So, thank you everybody who came in today. Thank you to everybody who popped in. And I got more people on Kick this time. I don't usually have many, if any, people on Kick, but I got 7 or 8 people, I think, who watched the Kick stream, which, that's obviously not a ton, but that's good, I was supposed to do Kick exclusive streams as a means to be able to listen to music and, view some other content, some other copyrighted content that I would get popped for watching on YouTube. And I would like to start doing that again. It's just like I said, the streaming thing has occupied so little of my time for such a long time now that it's like, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get to a point we can do a Kick exclusive. Maybe we'll get to that point. Scotty Rocker coin when? Oh, dude, I can't. Dude, I'm working on it right now. I'm gonna work on a pump and dump scheme. Is what I'm gonna do. Fucking money sign SRC. Hell yeah. Money sign SCO. Just SCO. Man. Or ska, whatever it would be. Man, but all right, we are at that 2.5 hour mark. I want to say one last time, thank you everybody who popped in today. I appreciate and I love you guys. I should be streaming this Saturday for the Conor McGregor card. If I don't, I apologize. I might be streaming from the new place that I am living though. It's been really weird and annoying. I have been unable to get this computer over to the new place, and because of that I'm still kind of dividing time between my parents' house and the new place that I live in. It's been like really fucking annoying and weird, and I don't like it a ton, but it's more than just for the computer. It is a little bit easier on the days that I do have to work, or the nights before I have to work, to sleep at my parents' house, because it is a little bit closer to where I work. So there is a utility to it, but it's still just it's still a fucking pain, dude, But depending on how things go, I might be streaming utilizing maybe like a laptop in the new place that I am gonna be living, right? I don't know if I'll even have I don't even know if I'll have a microphone or anything like that. I might have to say fuck it and just like utilize dog shit microphone, dog shit everything, But I guess we can wait and see how that all goes. But yeah, I will see you guys later. All right, till next time. Peace.
Suck Sullivan, don't mess with his load, or you will get undone. Spinning round and round, bleeding on the ground. Scotty Rocker, laundry killer, no remorse in this beamer. Fabric assassin, hood cleaner, coming for your Rasta queen. Rape on the washing machine, no use to fight back. KK. Hush your nigga mouth if you can't walk the talk. Smokes. Me running really, really fast. Ginger eye round the back of me black ass. Chasing me like